For many holidaymakers around the world, the chance to experience real magic and the awfully big adventure that comes with a trip to one of the famous mouse's houses is exactly what dreams are made of. So join us as we explore the endless possibilities of that great big beautiful world of Disney as we travel to the magic.
Well, hello and welcome to episode 13 of Travel to the Magic. It's Tom from Flight Mickey Travel on this Thursday, the 2nd of September 2021. Always a pleasure to have you listening into the show this week. And in fact, this week we are talking about a celebratory moment in the history of Disney as Aulani, a Disney resort and spa, celebrated its 10th birthday on the 29th of August, Sunday, just gone. And this episode we're going to look at why you should be traveling all the way to Hawaii for your next Disney vacation. But before we get into that, like always, I do love hearing from you. So feel free to leave comments wherever you're listening to this podcast. And if you have any suggestions on content you would like to hear about traveling to the various magical locations that Disney has on offer around the globe, you can let us know that via Another Disney Podcast on all social media platforms, or find me at Fly Mickey Travel, again, right across all those social media sites. So, the big day, the 10th anniversary of Aulani, a Disney resort and spa, took place last weekend, and I found it rather interesting to watch the live videos, not only on social media, but also on TikTok, which has fast become a great platform for Disney to communicate with another generation of Disney fans. But it was also really intriguing to see how culture and heritage have really been embedded in what Aulani stands for as a standalone resort. And by that I mean it is unlike any other Disney hotel around the world in that it doesn't attach itself to a theme park. This beachside resort hotel at the Ko Olina Resort in Kepali, Hawaii, on the island of Oahu, is in fact affiliated with the Disney Vacation Club, and it is the third Disney standalone hotel that is located outside of the theme park world. The other two being Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort, which is located at Hilton Head Island in South Carolina, which opened in 1996. And just the year before, Disney's Vero Beach Resort opened as the very first Disney Vacation Club at Vero Beach in Florida, constructed, of course, outside of the Walt Disney World Resort area in Lake Buena Vista. Now, unlike other traditional Disney resorts, the word Disney actually doesn't come first in the title of this hotel. For example, Disney's Hotel Cheyenne in Disneyland Paris, Disney's Grand Californian Resort and Spa in Disneyland Anaheim, and of course Disney's Contemporary Resort in Walt Disney World Orlando are all examples of the Disney name coming first before the hotel title. But here we have the word Aulani coming first before the brand company. And this is to pay respect to the Hawaiian culture. In fact, the word Aulani, if loosely translated, means the place that speaks for the great ones, or with deep messages. But if the word is used as a name, like it is here for this resort, it then has the meaning message from the chief. Aulani, a Disney resort and spa. In fact, the modus operandi at Aulani is Big H, Little D, as in big emphasis on Hawaiian traditions and history, with a pinch of Disney fairy dust thrown in for good measure. And this can be felt throughout the entire resort, because it's imaginatively designed to embrace time-honored traditions. Through its representation of Hawaiian art and design, its fireside storytelling opportunities, and the Hawaiian activities and crafts like hula and lei-making classes, plus the island excursions and surfing lessons that really bring the history and the culture together. Combine this with those classic Fab Five and rare character meet and greets, you really have the makings of a magical vacation, courtesy of Hawaii and Disney. Now, this 21-acre oceanfront resort is nestled between some impressive verdant mountains and simply beautiful serene ocean waters, guaranteeing it not only to be a great place to spend some quality time with your family, but also a wonderful place to rest, relax, and unwind from your busy, hectic, normal lives. And although you're removed from the crowds of Waikiki, you are still close enough to enjoy the wonders that the island has to offer. Because the Aulani Resort is deeply embedded in the Ko Olina resort community and marina, featuring spectacular beaches and serene lagoons, championship golf courses, lots of shopping and dining venues, and lots of water sports like snorkeling and fishing. But the area wasn't always a place for sun-seeking vacationers to head towards. In fact, Ko Olina, meaning place of joy, was once considered sacred land. It was originally part of a royal division and an area where Hawaiian monarchs and leaders would go to rest and unwind. Today, though, it's a totally different area, and it's a place where you could go to seek some relaxation. So let's take a short guided audio tour around the resort. And the first thing you may notice is the resort is split into two stunning towers consisting of 351 hotel rooms, 481 Disney Vacation Club villas, including 21 grand villas, 16 suites, 4 restaurants, and of course, like all good Disney destinations, there are of course a couple of merchandising shops in there for your spending pleasure. Now, as we know with Disney, the attention is in the details, and as a company, they are experts at storytelling, and this is shown, of course, throughout the parks and resorts, even the cruise line, and yes, here at Aulani, a Disney resort and spa as well. If you look at the shape of the resort, it's one of the first things you notice because it doesn't quite look the same as any other resort on the island. And that's because the curved arch design is based on a traditional Hawaiian canoe house, as echoed in the frame of the maka'ala, the lobby that you enter when you first come into the resort. And this lobby, the maka'ala, is truly in itself a unique location, unlike anywhere else in the Disney universe. It transports you to a beautiful cultural environment that engages you on all the senses and of course pays homage to both the ancient and the modern culture of the island. Your eyes are automatically drawn straight forward out towards the ocean, and if you turn around and look behind you throughout those doors, you get that impressive view of the mountains that represents the ancient Hawaiian history. Now, whilst you're waiting to check in, just look around the lobby and see if you can find the mischievous menehune. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correct because it's essentially a fun part of Hawaiian culture. So the legend goes, the menehune live in the Hawaiian valleys and only come out at night. But when they do come out, they like to play and cause a little mischief, but can sometimes be spotted hanging around the resort. Now, before you start panicking, don't worry, these are actually stone carvings that represent the legend, and they are spread out throughout the entire resort. A little bit like finding those hidden Mickeys, you can head out on a scavenger hunt to discover as many menehunes, please correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, as you can find around the Aulani Resort. I believe there is a few around this splash pad and definitely inside the lobby. Now, Aulani has the only beach in Hawaii that allows alcohol to be served on it. And there are a ton of activities taking place on that beach throughout the day, not only for the teens and for the kids, but for adults and families alike. But besides the ocean, there is more vibrant fun to be found at the heart of the Aulani Resort in the Waikaloa Valley, meaning waters of mischief, where lava formations play a stunning role and is home to the many pools, water slides, the steam waterway, which is a little like a lazy river, a fun play area known as the Menehune Bridge, and of course poolside cabanas available for rental as well. There's also areas for families and also areas for adults only too. Plus, you'll find Rainbow Reef, which is a 3,800 square foot snorkel lagoon where guests can get up close and personal with fish that inhabit the waters in and around Hawaii. If you're traveling with youngsters between the age of 3 and 12, they might want to take up the opportunity to visit Auntie's Beach House Kids Club. Teens and tweens also have other activities available around the resort for them. Now, at Auntie's Beach House, children can get involved with lots of activities and games that explore the mysteries of Hawaii, along with very special surprises at Uncle's Workshop and Auntie's Magical Fireplace. And for you adults, Aulani also offers a lineup of excursion adventures with the aid of many local experts. These excursions include horseback riding in the valley, kayaking, a catamaran excursion with onboard musical entertainment, a surf school, Hawaiian cooking classes, and an 18-hole championship golf course designed by Ted Robinson. You'll also be able to totally relax at the Lanawai, a Disney spa that features 15 treatment rooms, a family treatment room, and a fitness centre in an 18 square foot area of space. Plus, there is an area called Painted Sky just for teens that features a yogurt bar and a mixology station with a menu of treatments for them as well. The design of Lanawai explores the cultural and spiritual significance of rainbows, and each of the treatment rooms are named after various rainbows, including Luahano, which is a rainbow you may have seen already that circles either the sun or the moon at certain times of the year. Now, the stunning grounds of Aulani include 3 unique gardens, each with its own personality. There's the central garden between the 2 towers that is designed to simulate Oahu's overall landscape, dense and wet in the centre, sandy and palmy on the outskirts. There's the quiet pool garden, which includes a swimming pool and a spa with access to the oceanfront lawn. It's an ideal location for private parties, movie nights, and spectacular romantic weddings. If you fancy a Disney fairy tale wedding, then maybe Aulani could be that romantic destination for your big day. And the final third garden, which serves as an outdoor recreational area for Auntie's Beach House Kids Club and doubles as a multifunctional space for special events and entertainment. Now, at the reservation-only experience Mackay Preserve, you'll find a unique conservation lagoon that encourages visitors to respect the sea life. Right now, it is home to a family of brown stingrays who have taken up home in the innovative Mickey-shaped lagoon. A portion of the proceeds from the Mackay Preserve goes to support conservation and research efforts in Hawaii through Disney's Worldwide Conservation Fund. And lastly, around the Aulani grounds, each night guests will gather around the Mo'olilo storytelling fire pit to hear Uncle, the Hawaiian elder, share stories and legends of Hawaii under the tropical stars. I just love the idea of doing that. Now, the evening time brings even more opportunities for storytelling through that wonderful Disney detail. The Kawaha is a nighttime spectacular luau that is an additional cost, but consists of a pre-show demonstration, including traditional art such as flower arranging and Hawaiian printing, the traditional luau introduction and chant to welcome you all to the nighttime spectacular, a 3-course plated dinner featuring fresh local produce, island fish, and many other Hawaiian favourites, plus kid-friendly selections as well, and a decent trio of desserts too, and then the final 2-hour exhilarating song, dance and storytelling event to end your night. This is by reservation only, so if you are heading towards the resort and want to take part in that incredible night's worth of entertainment, you will probably want to get that booked up before you head out. Now, when it comes to dining at Aulani, there is no all-inclusive price for this resort, but there are 2 on-site restaurants you can choose from, both of which feature unique Hawaiian cuisines with ingredients sourced from local farmers and fishermen. There's the chic full-service Ama'ama restaurant, which is named after a traditional Hawaiian fish and features ocean-coloured walls, a reflecting pool centrepiece, and has both indoor and outdoor seating areas. And there is the buffet-style Makahiki restaurant, which is named after the Hawaiian Harvest Festival season and includes beautiful murals by local Hawaiian artists and a stunning lighting sculpture that hangs from the ceiling. When it comes to Disney character dining, this is also available at the Makahiki restaurant. And as far as drinking goes, there is a lounge and bar called the Olilo Room, which celebrates the Hawaiian language. Olilo meaning word. Guests will find the Hawaiian names for objects in several places in this bar, including 150 shadow boxes with wooden carvings. Plus also the bartenders in this room speak fluent Hawaiian and will help guests with proper pronunciations of some of the words. I probably could do with going there. Plus also they offer loads of tropical cocktails, Hawaiian beers, lemonade, iced tea and a lot more to boot. Now let's answer some more travel-related questions in terms of Aulani. And when is the best time of year to go and visit? Well, most of us are pretty well schooled in terms of Walt Disney World or, say, Disneyland Paris holiday times. But when it comes to Aulani, this is a completely different kettle of fish. Let me stress, though, that there are no bad times to head to Aulani. There are just better times for you to head towards the Hawaiian island. The average temperature typically is around the 80s all year round, which means there isn't particularly one very cold month or one very hot month. But they do still have the traditional holiday destination on-peak and off-peak season months, which means certain times of the year you might be able to pick up a better bargain deal for your Aulani holiday than you would do on other alternative dates. The peak high season in Hawaii typically runs from mid-December to mid-April, taking in that Christmas season that a lot of Disney travelers seem to have a misconception of at the theme parks and at resorts of not being so busy. This could not be further from the truth. This, in fact, is one of the busiest periods for Aulani. And of course, if you like crowds and like to be around a lot of other people, then these might be the perfect months for you to go. However, if you like a lower crowd capacity and a more affordable price, then you might want to look at some of these off-peak dates instead. The low season for Hawaii typically runs from mid-April to mid-June and then again from September to early December. This is generally when you'll find a more affordable rate at Aulani, a Disney resort and spa, plus also for your flights too. As far as general seasons go, Hawaii only has two. Summer, which runs April to October, and winter, which runs November to March. However, because of the tropical climate, on any given beautiful sunny day, you'd be hard-pressed to tell the difference between the summer and the winter season. As for families considering going during the summer months when the kids are out of school, it's good news for you. This technically isn't considered a busy season at Aulani. Although you may not be able to pick up a bargain that you could find during the low season, crowds aren't nearly as high as you would think for this time of year. There is, though, one period at Aulani that I would suggest avoiding. It's called the Golden Week. It's actually where 4 Japanese national holidays all fall in quick succession between the end of April and early May each year. This is a premium vacation time for Japanese tourists with work and school holidays. Since Aulani is a popular destination for visitors from Japan, I would definitely avoid going to the resort during the Golden Week. However, either side of it, you might be able to pick up an excellent bargain whilst they're trying to fill up the resort before that hectic, busy time. Now, as flying goes, it's highly unlikely you will be able to get a direct flight to Honolulu International Airport, which is the closest airport to Aulani, around 45 minutes away from the resort. However, there are plenty of daily flights from LAX, and of course this airport can be reached from pretty much all main international hubs around the world. As far as transportation goes, getting from the airport to Aulani, there are various options available for you. First of all, of course, hire a car, and this can vary in price dependent on the class and style and size of the car that you require. There is a daily fee around €40 to park at Aulani Disney Resort and Spa. It is valet parking. Having said that, if you are a DVC member, then you don't need to worry about this extra fee. Having said that, if you want to go and explore more of the island than just staying in the resort, then maybe renting a car is right for you. You can alternatively take an Uber from the airport to the resort. This is around $40 to $60, depending on which Uber you use. Or you could take a taxi, a standard taxi service, with an average rate of $55. There is a shuttle service available, which can be arranged via the hotel to get you from the airport. It is reliable, but obviously takes a little bit longer than an Uber, taxi, or self-driving. And lastly, there is public transport, and it's called the bus. Yeah, I'm not taking the mickey. The service is actually called the bus. And the nearest bus stop is about a mile from Aulani Resort, about a 20-minute walk along the highway. While the bus may be a fun experience, it does take a lot longer to get you around the island, and it doesn't get you anywhere close to maybe some of the sightseeing attractions that you might want to go and see. Plus, of course, you have a bit of a walk from the bus stop to the resort as well, but it is an option and it is there for you to use. The bus from Honolulu Airport to Aulani takes an average of 2 hours, so although this may be the most economical option for you, it's not the best way to spend your holiday time. And lastly, on this podcast around Aulani, a Disney Resort and Spa, what extra sightseeing activities can you get involved with? Well, you might want to pick up the Go City Oahu All-Inclusive Pass. This way, you can enjoy some incredible savings in Oahu with a 1, 2, 3, 5, or 7-day pass that is valid for up to 2 weeks, starting with your first attraction visit. There is a huge range of fantastic attractions that are included with the pass that you can go and see, like learning more about the native cultural history of Hawaii. For you military fans, you might like a visit to the Battleship Missouri Memorial, or maybe renting a bike or a paddleboard, or go kayaking or snorkeling, or maybe taking in some family fun at the Hawaii Wet n Wild Water Park, or visiting the Sea Life Centre for the afternoon, plus so many other great attractions on the island for you to go and do with this one single pass. With the 3, 5, and 7-day pass, you also get a choice of a 1 free bonus admission to a variety of other great activities, including a catamaran sunset sail with drinks, or a full-day discovery tour of Oahu's hidden gems. Whatever your interests are, the Go City Pass offers not only a great range of attractions with incredible discounts, but also extra perks inside those gift shops to help you save a little bit more along the way. And you don't have to buy the card to go and visit any of these attractions. You can go and visit all of them individually if you like. If you fancy the Rainforest Waterfalls movie site tour, or the guided hike on the North Shore, or maybe a shuttle and self-guided tour around the Diamond Head, or a morning of yoga up the Palms, or the Chocolate Factory tour, which is my personal choice, then you could do these individually as well. Prices do vary, so make sure your travel agent checks before you book. And that brings us to the end of episode 13 of Travel to the Magic. Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to a little bit more about Aulani, a Disney Resort and Spa, that standalone Disney destination out there in Hawaii that you might just want to go and visit. And if you do, get in touch with me here at Fly Mickey Travel. Let's make that magic happen for you. And all that's left for me to say is aloha and have a magical day.